For this presentation, I will examine Charlie Chaplin's comedy drama, The Kid, and how it challenges the societal preconceptions of the comedy genre and explore different aspects of the film that were of interest to me, such as the critically acclaimed dream sequence and how the plot of the film can be considered as closely related to his own life. In order to understand the context of this film, it is important to acknowledge how Charlie Chaplin came about and how he came to write, direct, produce, score, and star in The Kid. Chaplin was born in London, England on April 16, 1889. He had an older half-brother, Sidney, of which his real father remained unknown, and later had a younger half-brother, George. Charlie's father, Charles Spencer Chaplin Sr., was a British music hall entertainer, achieving considerable success in the 1890s. His mother, Hannah Harriet Chaplin, was a singer, actor and dancer who performed in British music halls since the age of 16. After Chaplin's mother and father separated, he and his brother Sidney lived with their mother in poverty. With his father's untimely death and his mother developing severe mental issues, leading her to be committed to a mental asylum, Charlie and his brother Sidney were left to fend for themselves. Due to his father's abandonment and his mother's ongoing financial struggle, Charlie was sent to a workhouse twice before the age of 9. In order to provide for himself, Chaplin used his mother's show business contacts and became a professional entertainer in 1897 when he joined the 8 Lancashire Lads, a clog dancing act. When he was 12 years old, Charlie got the chance to act in a legitimate stage show and appeared as Billy the Page Boy in different productions of Sherlock Holmes in 1899. At the close of this engagement, Charlie started a career as a comedian in vaudeville, which eventually took him to America in 1910 as a featured player with the Fred Karno Repertoire Company. He quickly rose to star status as he played the drunk in the ensemble sketch A Night in an English Music Hall. While on tour in America with the Fred Karno Repertoire Company, Chaplin was offered a contract with Matt Sennett's Keystone Film Company for $150 a week. While working for Sennett, the famous tramp character was born. Chaplin created this character in order to contradict societal norms for comedic purposes. The character of the tramp pleased audiences globally as he provided a sense of comedic relief with his deflation of pomposity, his unequivocal cheekiness, and resilience in the face of adversity. As Chaplin's contract was being renewed, he demanded a new salary of $1,000 per week due to his huge success within the company. However, Sennett was unprepared to pay this amount and they parted ways. After the expiration of his 1-year contract with Keystone Film Company, Chaplin was lured to S&A Film Manufacturing Company for $1,250 per week, with a $10,000 bonus for signing the contract alone. Charlie Chaplin made 14 films under this contract, and each of the films were distinctly marked and designated upon as the S&A Chaplin brand. And now we arrive at the point in time leading up to the production of Chaplin's first feature-length film, The Kid, in 1921. Chaplin wanted to seize full creative control over his work, and so he founded the distribution company United Artists in 1919. The first creative work, distributed by United Artists by Charlie Chaplin, was The Kid in 1921, an American silent comedy drama, written, produced, directed, scored and starring Charlie Chaplin, and features Jamie Coogan as the Kid. Chaplin's first full-length feature is a silent comedy drama surrounding a tramp who discovers an abandoned baby, and through much comedic deliberation, he decides to keep the child and rear him as his own. The Kid marked a daring turning point for Chaplin, his first feature-length attempt to mix genres to combine comedy and the woman's weepy, slapstick and sentiment into a film that dances along the thin edge where melodramatic sentiment and modernist irony meet. Charlie Chaplin chose to open The Kid with an introductory title that reads, "A picture with a smile and perhaps a tear." Had Chaplin not already firmly established himself as a master comedian in dozens of short comedies for Keystone and S&A, it is likely that The Kid would have been mistaken for a melodrama. One of the most interesting aspects of this film is the dream sequence. In one of the film's most moving sequences, Charlie falls asleep in dreams that he and the Kid go to heaven, but the newly angelic Charlie falls to temptation. Despite having wings and an angel's robe, he cannot flee the law, and a policeman shoots him down. The dream in The Kid contradicts the themes of Chaplin's earlier dream sequences. This time, Charlie escapes nothing. His dream becomes enveloped in real-life problems, so he struggles against the universe, even in his dream heaven, which becomes an extension of reality and demonstrates Charlie's inner conflict. The dream sequence in The Kid is one of the most criticised moments in Chaplin's films, that Bardèche and Brasillach claim adds little to the plot, and that Sir James Barrie, the author of Peter Pan, calls a whimsical mistake. When seen in context with previous dream sequences, however, it becomes a logical step in the development of Charlie's character. The audience sees inside Charlie's mind and understands both his fears and his shortcomings, realising that Charlie and the Kid cannot coexist. At the end of the film, when Charlie and the Kid are reunited in real life, Chaplin chooses to leave the audience with questions. Will it be a happy ending? Has Charlie the Tramp been invited to leave the streets and live with the Kid in his newfound wealth? Chaplin provides no answers. The film that marked the culmination of Chaplin's shift towards melodrama, The Kid, was also, perhaps not incidentally, his most overtly autobiographical work. The story of Chaplin's own childhood is well known. His father's alcoholism and untimely death, his mother's illness and mental collapse, their poverty, Charlie and brother Sid's miserable stay in a London orphanage, their early struggles as children to make their way alone in the world. Knowing this, it is virtually impossible to avoid reading reflections of Chaplin's own childhood into The Kid, with its shabby settings and humorous bits involving an orphan child befriended by the tramp. Touches of self-pity and cornerstone of melodrama run through the film. Thanks to his uncanny skill in getting all the tramp's moves down, little Jackie Coogan succeeded in becoming a mirror image of Charlie past and present. For Chaplin, Jackie's situation undoubtedly evoked memories of his own past and, in the love showered on little Jackie by the tramp, nostalgia for what he himself had missed. This film was a huge success and was the second highest grossing film in 1921. In 2011, The Kid was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. This film is certainly a must-watch.